dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. The time is now 6:34 here this morning. It's a little chilly outside. Let's check in with Brandon Robinson to see what that weather is going to be like. But today might be the only good day this week, you're saying?
Well, not the only good day, but the warmest day of the next 7. Okay. I can tell you that for sure. And still not a whole lot of warmth, but low 60s, actually above average for today. Let's start at Stonecrest Golf Course over in Floyd County. Daylight enough there to see the fog on the greens this morning. So if you're wanting to hit some golf balls, well, you might have to wait a little while because you won't be able to see where they land. Fog across the region this morning, zero visibility. Huntington, London, close to it there, Williamsburg, Harlan, Monticello, and Prestonsburg. So again, just be extra careful this morning. The school buses are back on the roads after a day or so off there for the election. Temperatures in the 30s this morning, area wide 32 in Williamsburg, Somerset, and Jonesville is the cool spot. 39 in Pikeville and Wise are the warmer spots. Actually, 29 in Irvin is the cold spot this morning. Max warming needed on the coffee meter and the weather app forecast. You can download that for free on both app stores for your phone or your tablet. Sunny skies and temperatures in the low 60s, but some changes are coming. You see that here in the headlines. Cold temperatures ahead after another cold front. We'll talk more about all that here in just a little bit. Lacey.
Thanks, Brandon. Tuesday was a historic night in Kentucky politics, and that's the storyline across the Bluegrass this morning. Last night's governor race divided by only a few thousand votes. Take a look at this razor-thin margin. Andy Beshear appears to have knocked off his rival. However, Governor Bevin says he is not conceding the race by any stretch. Though many Democrats are claiming victory, Governor Bevin has said it's not over yet. Instead, he is leaving it up to the State Board of Elections and the law to determine if Andy Beshear is the winner. In this speech after the night came to the close, the governor boasted about what has been done in the last 4 years in the Commonwealth.
Here's what I know. We've made extraordinary strides in Kentucky in the last 4 years. We really have. And it's good. And you think about this, in the last 4 years, we now have the lowest unemployment ever, most people working ever, best workforce participation ever, best exports we've ever had, most private capital being invested here, highest revenue the state has ever had. All these things are good things.
Governor Bevin again not conceding the race, saying he wants the law to work itself out. The Associated Press has still not called the governor's race. Meanwhile, it was a sweep by the GOP candidates in all other races. At times, it was tense at the Beshear campaign until the polls showed Beshear and Bevin neck to neck with 49% each. Bevin again did not concede last night, but Beshear takes this as a win and says he is ready to move towards the future, focusing on educators, education, and he said yesterday, focusing on uniting Kentucky.
As your next governor, I will listen more than I talk. I will work with anyone who has a good idea that we can deliver for Kentuckians. With all the partisan bickering and nastiness that we're seeing in politics, we have an opportunity to do better right here in Kentucky.
We're hoping to follow up on this later today. Beshear said the race is over and he expects a smooth transition, but Governor Bevin said there's a process that will be followed. So what are his options? There is no mandatory recount law in Kentucky. The governor may request counties recanvass their results, which is not a recount. It's a check of the vote totals to ensure the results were added correctly. He has until next Tuesday to ask for that recanvass because by law it must happen by November 14th. He would need to seek and win a court's approval for a recount. He hinted at voting irregularities, so this could end up in court, but time is ticking. The state constitution says the governor must take office December 10th. Secretary of State Allison Lundergan Grimes says she's overseen 20-plus recanvasses. Results never change significantly, and the end result of a race has never changed. In other news, while a lot of the spotlight was on the gubernatorial race, there was several other statewide elections on the ballot, including the race for Attorney General. Eastern Kentucky native Greg Stumbo held the title of Attorney General from 2004 to 2008. His opponent, Daniel Cameron, was declared the winner at around 8:30 last night. With Cameron's win, history was made in last night's race for Attorney General. He becomes the first African American to win a statewide race on his own. The newcomer defeated Democrat and Floyd County native Greg Stumbo handedly. Cameron said he is grateful for the people of Kentucky who wanted a new start.
Who was going to get back to the bread and butter basics of being the chief law enforcement officer and defending and enforcing the laws that are passed by the General Assembly and signed by the governor.
Cameron has said he wants to return the office to standing up for laws passed by the General Assembly and not challenging it or the governor. A shocker to some in the race for Secretary of State. Many considered Democrat Heather French Henry the clear front-runner on name alone. Despite her Miss America status, the name could not carry her across the finish line. Taking the stage last night, Republican Michael Adams called the race, quote, mission impossible, but now mission accomplished.
But even while we stared into the abyss, facing a humiliating defeat, we never stopped trying. We never stopped working. We set a plan, tuned out the naysayers, and just executed. There's a lesson here, especially for young people watching tonight. Don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't achieve your dreams, that you don't come from the right background or the right family, that you don't have what it takes to be here on the big stage. In America, anyone can rise from obscurity.
While one Floyd County native lost last night, another won her re-election bid. The state treasurer's race was the first one called. Republican Allison Ball will serve the Commonwealth for a second term. She defeated Democrat Michael Bowman by more than 20%.
I can't tell you enough what it feels like to be here in front of you, knowing that you are asking me again to serve Kentucky. What a tremendous moment. For the last 4 years, I have been committed to making sure I'm the watchdog of our taxpayer dollars. I've stopped embezzlement. I've stopped fraud. I make sure whatever comes out of the Treasury is legal, is constitutional, is correct. And I'm going to continue doing that for you.
A strong showing by incumbent Agriculture Commissioner Ryan Quarles. The Republican carried more than 58% of the vote, defeating challengers Democrat Robert Conway and Libertarian Josh Gilpin. And in the final down ticket race Tuesday is an auditor Mike Harmon winning another term. The incumbent Republican won in a landslide over Democrat Sherry Donahue and Libertarian Kyle Hugenberg. In Pike County, the Pike Family Court judge seat was also up for grabs. Justin Corey Hamilton and Kent Varney went head-to-head for the position, which Varney won with just more than 8,700 votes. Varney watched the results at the Pike County Clerk's office before celebrating his triumph at a rally in Coal Run. He says the victory was a hard-fought battle.
You cannot win an election without having a team behind you, and I had the best team in the world. I'm truly humbled by this, and I'm going to do the best job I can do.
Varney was appointed to fill the position in April by Governor Matt Bevin and will now officially take on the duty. Tuesday's election played a big role in the future of one Martin County city. Voters chose not to dissolve the city of Inez. The vote was 121 no and 49 yes. Some wanted to dissolve the city after they claimed they were not getting enough for their tax dollars. We talked with Mayor Ed Daniels about his feelings after receiving the results.
We feel wonderful right now. We get to continue to provide the people in the city of Inez what we have provided.
The mayor says they have plans to begin work on a speedway and enhance walking trails.
Visibility is pretty rough this morning, low visibility across the region, so be careful. Watch out for those school buses that are back on the roads today. Near zero visibility in a bunch of the area and dense fog across the rest of it, so just be careful. Temperatures low to mid 30s out toward Lake Cumberland, I-75 and into the Cumberland Valley. A little warmer on those ridge tops. Hazard and Pikeville both at 38, Logan and Wise both at 37. Your out the door forecast, we are going to see sunshine today after some frost and some fog. Give yourself time to warm those cars up, and temperatures will climb into the low 60s for most of this afternoon with lots of sunshine. Lacey.
Thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning. Here's a look at what's ahead. While a lot of options were on the ballot this year in Elkhorn City, one is being celebrated more than the rest.